game. To the bottom right hand side, our green Terran player is InZane. And to the upper left, our red Protoss is MaNa. Oh, the missile turrets have brought up so much cause for discussion the last couple of days. How did Clem lose the second game? Well, if you saw how he lost the first, just imagine that. Just imagine that all over again, basically. Alright, setting up and getting going. And we do just see this first probe going to be arriving to the bottom right-hand side to see what's going on, to see what's up, to see what's happening in these early stages. Starts another away at SCV. Kairos Junction by Solstice245, a map maker. He was in the last map contest finalists as well. Good to see him back. And this map, again, vetoed a lot. Actually, a surprising amount, I would say, this map. It's I really feel like going into this map was considered one of the better maps, one of the stronger maps. But something for the players, they don't really seem to like this one over the others. Yes, it's made it through the veto system. You know, this is going to be played for the 5th time now, this tournament. Yet it's been vetoed. I think it's been vetoed more than any other map, apart from Antigonus and Ritual Mupi Temple. So that's kind of crazy that it's been vetoed so much. It's actually pretty insane. Well, we get set up here, and we're going to be seeing this command center dropping down from InZane. Factory is coming into play here, and we see a depot just being placed as well to complete his wall off, of course, in these early stages. We're just moving around and having to think about jumping up in towards this main base, or maybe just continuing along. Stargate will start up from MaNa here, so getting that ready to go as we see the factory and the reactor on the barracks about to finish up. And as those get finished, we'll be seeing the starport as well. So InZane with a 1-1-1 setup for the moment. A couple of Marines and a Widow Mine going to be getting themselves on the map. So it looks as though we'll have a little bit of drop play to start things off. Widow Mine drops against Protoss, obviously a pretty regular way to go about things, not really too crazy. And against Protoss in general, you usually go for this 1-1-1, or you go for the big bio opener. And they both have their strengths. The 1-1-1 will usually see some form of a Widow Mine drop or Cyclone Marine play to harass and deal damage. Sometimes you'll see a Liberator follow too. It's just generally about kind of trying to slow the Protoss player down, because you do have a lot of different ways in which you can harass early. The Reaper gets in and gets the scout on the Stargate. Information for InZane that this Oracle is on the way out, so he knows that's coming up right here. That's obviously some good info for him. 3 Marines still just gathering together. Cyclone is about halfway done at the moment, and we are just going to be seeing a Twilight Council dropping down in the main base. So Twilight Council dropping down in the main as we'll follow this Oracle across the map for a few moments. Cyclone coming up behind this, a Raven as well. And the bunker now is coming in at the front. And this Cyclone just sat here, waiting to see what's happening. This Oracle coming along too. Going to be popping in towards the main base. And these few Marines again, just ready to try and target that down perhaps over the next couple of moments. Cyclone will lock onto the Oracle and start to dish out some damage. You see Blink on the way too. Did a laser player yet? Asks Look What in the chat. He did, but he has one more match coming up against InZane a little bit later on tonight. So you haven't missed all of his games, just a few of them. Robo facility is going to be thrown down right now as we see the third nexus of MaNa coming up. He will expand down to the south. In terms of third base, this one's kind of a bit further away, it feels like. They're both kind of far away. I feel like this base is really abusable by siege tank pushes. If you siege up here and attack through, I actually don't really know what a Protoss does against that. I think that's very, very difficult to play against. As you will see the bunker finishing up, the siege tank is still sieged. And you're going to see the mule dropping down as well into this mineral line as another depot gets brought into play as well. More sentries just being built, Blink about halfway done. You'll see one Marine getting picked off too. Stimpak combat shields and the +1 attack. All of these bio upgrades starting up now is InZane. Looks for his next stage of the game. Obviously a 4th and 5th Brax. Could come down here as well, potentially. You also see the Oracle going to come in and actually pick off one Marine nice and quick. Not bad at all just there. Marines is going to come in and fight this right now. Stalkers are going to grab a few of them though, and then they will be able to just back off before they take too much more damage to that siege tank in the front. I was just having a little giggle because I just saw the $5 donation from Jason of InZane, who is really turning out to be the hero of the stream today. A fresh subscription and $15 in donations now. Thank you so much. You guys are loving the chat for Jason of InZane. He says if neutral turrets don't make it to the round of 12, they've been robbed. Yeah, they've definitely been maybe the most impactful feature of any of these maps. As you see, the Medvac is heading in towards the upper left-hand side to see what's going on. And Temple Archive is currently coming up here from MaNa in the back of the Natural 2. This aesthetic is great. People enjoying this kind of dusty, deserty feel. There's a real orange as well, isn't it? Not like Cactus Valley, which is very yellow. It's really orange. It's like a... I don't know how to describe it, actually. It's like a coating of iron. Widowmine's going to drop in. If MaNa's not paying attention, this could be pretty deadly, of course, and he should be able to split Widowmines effectively. Oh, one of them goes into the assimilator as well, so actually, there should have only been one kill in the end. It was two. Still not so bad, as we'll see. The sentries are not fast enough to get this medevac, but the medevac stops. It will go down anyways. There's a feedback to actually help that medevac along its way, which is why it got so low originally anyways. Marines, Marauders, a couple, a tank. Starting to push forwards now. Again, this third base of MaNa, I feel. You put a tank behind here and you have some good reach to push on in with. He's actually going to find these Stalkers coming in from the left, so InZane going to be able to force MaNa to blink backwards there already. MaNa's just currently split up in front of his natural, but probably will have to focus defense towards the third base, because that's where InZane is pushing. Where's this tank gone? Did the tank get sniped down? What? No, it's just not here. Okay, I actually have absolutely no answer why that tank went home. He's actually left the Raven at home too, which I really find surprising because it feels like this Raven should be here to drop an anti-armor missile or so. We'll see this next is getting taken down. Oh, the medevac though, full of units, gets picked off. That blink huge by MaNa and takes a huge lead in supply because of it. Losing the third Nexus is great and all, but I mean, InZane's only just now moving his third CC out, so losing it, that's so much army for this. If he gets away with the medevac, it's a very different story, I feel, but losing the medevac, now that's a little bit tough to play from. We will see these SCVs coming in, getting ready to mine away on this third base now. Raven and I just love the fact this Raven just wasn't there at all. I guess maybe useful because if it was there, maybe it just would have gone down, but maybe it changes the fight enough for, you know, InZane just to completely break on through. Storm, about halfway done here currently for our Protoss player, so getting into that splash damage finally after playing a very heavy kind of gateway focused army with a couple of Archons as the only splash so far. So definitely changing things up as we go here, as we will see these Stalkers just heading down towards the bottom right hand side, getting rid of an SCV, and we do have the supply depot is under some fire. Biostim in will push those Stalkers back. Stalkers having to pull away at the moment. Forge about halfway done, and the +2 armor upgrade being Chrono boosted as well. Just going to continue along right now. Another Chrono boost on that there. As you will be seeing the armory and the engineering bay from InZane continuing to build. Biostims forwards, couple of Widow Mines can start a burrow. The MPs will hit a good amount of Zealots in the back already. Nice start of this. Auto turrets in the front, but the Storms are really good. The auto turrets would have been great if the bio was still able to keep on fighting, but with the Storms, it just wasn't going to happen. Comes up this ramp now. I like the first few EMPs though, it's a good idea. The Ghost's obviously pretty influential. With Liberators as well, InZane might be able to hold on to the free bases for the moment. In fact, he will hold on to the free bases for the moment as MaNa just trying to find a way in now. Stalker shot goes down. We'll see a few of these Stalkers working their way through that Liberator. Liberator goes down, a couple of Zealots moving in, and we are going to be seeing, well, now Storm's dropping again. Honestly, the Storms have dodged pretty quickly, but it allows MaNa to push forwards because the bio had to pull so far back. It allowed him to push in, get rid of the Liberator, and that's a pretty big deal. But right now, InZane is holding on, and he is even going to push this away. He's going to get another Archon here. Now it's the Immortals. Issue being the Immortals. Well, actually, it's a lot of bio. Does MaNa have a recall? Initially, I thought it was just this forward clump of bio, but there's more, so the Immortals go down too. And InZane is going to break his way across the map. Wow. Now this is MaNa's final matchup of the day, guys. He's currently tied with a laser 5-1. Now if we assume a laser 2 is InZane as he is the favorite, if MaNa was to drop a map, that would put a laser top of this group. EMP drops a couple of darts, taking some damage. Bio pulls back just a little bit. Templars here at the front just going to have to back away. They actually don't have energy for Storm yet anyways. Never mind, no EMP. MaNa's going to lose the third base again with the Liberator sieged up here. This base will go down. This is a very choked up area as well, so those Liberators with the Nexus, obviously very powerful. MaNa's just going to back off. He has this forward base for the fourth. Will he be able to hold that too? Medivacs being targeted. They're so low. The feedbacks were very good there. Brought those Medivacs very low. And now, well, still just looking to see what's next. 1-1 against 0-2 in terms of upgrades, but it's 2-2 on the way from InZane, so when that finishes, he'll actually be at a 2-upgrade lead. It's kind of crazy. Right now, MaNa doesn't feel he can afford upgrades, just trying to build whatever he can to survive this. One Liberator Sieges. Oh, those Marauders are all stuck in the front. Okay, it's nice because they'll do damage, but never nice to actually lose the Marauders. Some of the harder units to replace. We'll actually see a recall over to the right-hand side where a group of units actually stimmed forwards. The recall causes him to lose a sentry. That's how desperate MaNa is to hold on to this right now. And as this base under so much pressure, InZane is playing crazy today. This could get a little bit weird as we are going to see the Zealots charging forwards. Bio once again picking their way for another few Zealots. And a few more of them just heading off to the right-hand side. War Prism does load up and head up to the top. 2-2 upgrades will be finishing very soon. Again, across the map we go. InZane going to get up his Liberator sieged up here already. He should be able to. At least the MPs could come down. It's one of those High Templar. Another one drops a Storm already, but doesn't really hit too much, just scaving the edge of the army. It's going to be a flanking High Templar, but stimming forwards, I mean, our Terran player's already seen it. The High Templar actually just straight up goes down. Never great to lose HTs, because obviously you always want to just be able to have them alive to get another Storm ready. MaNa will pick off one of these Liberators at least. As we'll just be seeing another Storm. Another High Templar gets actually lifted up by the War Prism to be saved. Nice micro by MaNa, very well done. Great game here so far on Chaos Junction. We'll be seeing two of these Medivacs going to head around over towards the top side here. Getting ready to drop and push in once again. Just trying to keep up the pressure right now. Medivacs will be getting ready to unload, so unloading right now. Bio getting set to go. We do have a Ghost with an EMP available as we'll not drop anything just yet. There he goes. EMP's to the right hand side. The Stalker's taking some hits. The Zealot goes down, and again the Stalker's pressing forwards to the left. More of this Bio pushing up as well. Marines and Marauder just stimming in here, and they are going to be able to get that probe. No, maybe straight in hold the shield battery energy. This probe is actually going to survive, which is kind of insane. Shield battery is pretty great, but it was only a couple of Bio units to be fair. InZane off the back of that insane hold over here on his base where MaNa may be overcommitted, losing those Immortals as well. I feel there's a time where MaNa could have recalled the Immortals, maybe just didn't realize how much Bio was left for InZane. Well, now we see a fourth command center coming down on the bottom side. Stimming forwards, the Bio still fighting. Storms will drop. Archon's getting EMP'd. That's what InZane needs to be able to truly fight this. And with 2-2 upgrades and so many Ghosts, by the way, he actually will just push on forwards. That's one Storm. Well, now he's just going to drop down the EMPs, though. The War Prism will lift up one of the High Templar. That's all that survives this onslaught. And there's still EMPs left, which means those Archons are going to be basically 0 HP. The War Prism will go down as well if he wants to target it down. And, well, there's the War Prism. Here come the probes, pulling it in. MaNa will drop a map. Obviously, InZane yet to play a laser, but again, number 2 of this as we do have to the bottom left-hand side up a game. Our green Terran player is InZane. He's going up against the red Protoss to the top right-hand side from Team Liquid. It's MaNa. I love that the Ratata head and the Ratata body between myself and Base Traders emotes. It's just like the worst thing you've ever seen. Like, it's just so awful. If someone can make a Ratata whose head connects to the body across 2 emotes, that would be so great. That'd be perfect, actually. Alright guys, game number 2. MaNa is already sending his scouting probe across the map here. Neuropotency actually comes under the macro section of the map pool for these maps. So interested to see just how this comes into play here. I guess if you guys don't know much about InZane, it's the first time we've seen him today. He's a German Terran player. He's been around a long time. He actually played in Home Story Cup just recently. He goes to a lot of events, attends a lot of LANs. Infamously knocked Wardy, or defeated Wardy in the round of 96 at DreamHack Leipzig in 2016. Perhaps one of his biggest achievements of his career. Just saying, I still made it out to the round of 64 that time, guys. You don't have to worry too much. What's up, Shadow Eater? He comes into the chat, says, "Hey dude, found your stream yesterday. Glad I could spend my day watching your channel. It's really fun. Thank you for the entertainment and much love." Well, welcome to the stream, dude. Good to have you with us. Always good to have new people dropping into the channel and enjoying it enough to come back a second day in a row. Welcome to the family, dude. Good to have you with us. And, well, like I've been saying a lot this week, we've got StarCraft action every day. There's going to be games tomorrow, the day after as well. Actually, very excited for tomorrow. So tomorrow, we're working in cooperation with GSL versus the World, so that when GSL versus the World ends, we'll just be getting started, and GSL versus the World is going to host us, and that's obviously kind of huge, right? Like, that's kind of insane. So that's going to be happening. We're going to get a big viewer boost from that, and hopefully that will help to make the playoffs of this map contest tournament absolutely epic. So very excited for that. It should be really, really cool. As you see, the Zealot of MaNa is going to be coming across here and is going to poke in towards the natural and get himself an SCV kill. So delays the building so far. Stalker now too. Just going to have this other Stalker is fighting the Reaper. So this is a bit of a different build from MaNa. Gain the co-op, then the Nexus. So it just brings up the aggression a little bit more quickly than usual. So you are going to be seeing the Zealot and the Stalker currently just working their way through this command center. So a little bit of damage being done. A few SCVs pulling towards the front. A couple of Marines gathered up on the ramp. We are going to be seeing again those units just poking away. Reaper comes in, grenade to go down to help out. Actually blasts the Zealot back. Now he gets the surround because of it. And saying the only one criticism I would have is if he just sent one of those SCVs to continue building the CC already, that'd be great. Now he has the Cyclone. He'll be completely safe against this. Another Stalker alone is not going to change this. There is a grenade again, remember, so he could grenade the Stalker back in towards the Cyclone, but the Reaper instead tries to go around the top side of the map, perhaps to get across the map and scout. But unfortunately, it doesn't quite happen. And again, a couple Stalkers in Zealot continue to come over to the left side. So he still has his Unity and MaNa still sitting on the front lines. Prism being chrono boosted from the robot facility, reducing Marines and a Cyclone. Just continue to press those Stalkers away from the front, like, get out of here, we don't want you. He's going to be able to grab a Zealot. The Stalker's still around. The Widowmine will do a lot to zone those out, though. We'll let the bunker come up and really will stop the pressure of MaNa for the next few moments. Cloak Banshee's on the way from InZane, which could be pretty successful if the Observer's in the wrong position, etc. This is the first Observer of the game. If he doesn't make a second and this one heads across the map, yeah, these Banshees really could get something done here. Let's see, because the War Prisms continue to come across, going into Robo Bay behind it, maybe thinking about going in towards something along the lines of Colossus here nice and quickly. The first Banshee's heading over, and again, the Observer is heading... Where is it going to, though? Is it going to run into this Banshee? Oh, they are going to bypass each other, so this Banshee will get some damage done. At the same time, though, we still need to see InZane hanging on here. These Stalkers being rallied up in towards the main, and, I mean, already a Tech Lab in a little bit of trouble on that barracks. A Depth Shade in towards the natural expansion, too. So InZane has to try and find a way to respond to this. His Cyclone goes down. His Cloak is done, so actually, the Observer isn't here just yet either. So the Cloak Banshee would eventually push this away. It's going to come out now, and across the map, we see this Banshee's already here, dealing some damage. Again, Observer not here, Shield Battery not ready, so while it is 15 SCVs already down, kills the War Prism, continues to push away at this. It's 20 workers. That Banshee across the map has to put in overtime right here to play catch-up. I mean, he's 14 workers down, and I just don't think it's going to happen. Shield Battery coming into the natural too, so the Shield Battery should be able to hold up with this. As we are going to be seeing the Banshee. Well, I mean, it's still going to be here for a few moments. Might even be able to just drain the shield battery of energy to some extent. Would still kill probes as well eventually. Okay, in the end, the Observer's here, and he is going to be able to push this back. MaNa comes out of this 29, 30 probes to 15, double the army count, double the supply, double everything that I didn't say so far, double the worker count, but also just a one army supply ahead as well. I mean, now, of course, with that much of an army lead, it's very difficult for InZane to get back in the game. He's okay for the moment as they continue to get established, but again, the tech lab was killed, so his stim pack is massively delayed too. It's going to be seeing the few SCVs are going to be repairing up that Banshee. So this Banshee will get back onto the map now. This was the Banshee that never actually made it out the first time around. Does just skate around the vision of the Stalkers. MaNa actually saw a glimpse of it there for a moment. Just for the slightest of seconds. Another Warp Prism. He's getting ready for round 2, MaNa. And again, I mean, a lot of the army supply of the Terrans actually in these Banshees. How do you survive this Warp Prism play up into the main again? I actually don't know if you do. Stim is probably going to be killed. It wasn't actually killed last time. The tech lab wasn't even finished building. As you see the siege tank finishing up, we'll pull back and get ready to siege. Or is he just going to stay unsieged? Looks as though he'll stay unsieged here. No, I don't think it would be a bad thing for him to siege up. I mean, the splash damage would do a lot against these units, which are just sort of sat here. The Banshees do move in, and together, they do a lot more damage, right? So while they're not currently target firing probes correctly, they do drain the shield battery of energy. So now, it's just not going to be a way for InZane to actually clean up this army in his main base, and that's the issue. As he gets another Marine out, it goes down instantly. The siege tank's going to fall instantly as well. He'll have to pull SCVs once more. Banshees come into the main and again. Will target fire probes like this. This is how you're meant to do it, of course, and now he will get a lot of kills. MaNa himself is going down to what, like, I mean, 17 probes against 15 SCVs. But again, this is the issue. You just do not have a way to clean up this army in the main. Unless you pull SCVs in which case it's going to be 18 probes to 0 SCVs by the time MaNa is done anyways. Going to watch MaNa continue to whip his way through this production, and again, as long as he just sits here, yes, the bunker might be a bit too powerful for now, but the mineral line bunker doesn't matter because eventually there will be too much for MaNa, and that's going to be one